I actually went through all the property data recent data, and I found out, not just one, not two, got four $1 million winners. So a lot of people say, what, market very bad, right? No one buy property, right? How come people can sell over $1 million? Okay, that's very interesting, you know what? So, but what I noticed, of course there are more people who actually sold more than 1 million. But I chose these four because I noticed there are three very crucial factors that are common to these four. Okay? Okay, the first one that I found out was very interesting. These owners actually bought in Condos. Okay. When I first read this, when I first did this research, very interesting. At first I thought, yeah, this must be some landed owner, Bukit Timah, right? Maybe their house 11 million, sell 12 million, very easy get $1 million. But actually not that. They actually bought in Condos. How many would think Congo can earn $1 million? Maybe 1%. Two. The rest cannot believe, right? $1 million. But what is it that they do? Very interesting. So let's take a look. Okay, we even go back to back in 2003. Okay, when you notice back then Congo, what was there in Congo? One MRT station, maybe a few clusters of housing. And the rest is what? Just land, bare land. There's zone for housing. We fast forward to 2014, now you notice this. There are a few more HDBs that came up. Okay, but back then, waterway point under construction only. Oasis Terrace. Anyone quite familiar with that? You stay in Congo. That time, it's only an idea. They didn't even come up with a plan on how to do it. But what's interesting about these four owners, two of them bought in Watertown. Two of them bought in Breakeven. Interesting enough, what I noticed is that it doesn't mean you bought next to MRT only that they can make money. So Breakeven, I think for those who stay around there, bought to Congo, how long? Anyone knows?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So 15 minutes what? Still possible. So what's so interesting? Okay, take a look. Okay, they actually bought into a transformation area. So you look back, so when these owners they bought into Watertown, there wasn't any more, but they also know that there's going to be a very huge population that's coming into this area, right? So as you notice, there's still land around. They haven't built the HDB yet, right? So these are potential people coming in. So what does this mean? When they need to sell their house in the future, right? Who will be the ones supporting them? The HDB upgraders, correct? Okay. The second thing, they also got, when they came in, they also know, right? The malls is coming up, the amenities are coming up, right? Although at that point of time they haven't said, but they know they've been zoned, right, for commercial usage. So they know amenities are coming up. That's why it's called a transformation area. So it's one of the things I noticed. Okay. Now, of course, other than location, the other thing I looked at was at which stage of the property development did they buy? Did they buy when, let's say, when the keys are ready? Did they buy from the first owner? Did they buy after a few years after TOP? Or did they buy before that, right, directly from the developer? So what I found out was, Watertown did TOP back in 2017. But the two owners, they actually bought back in February 2012. So this is before of developer, or you think it's after? Before, right? Before the house is completed, right? Okay, let's look at Privé also. Privé is an EC, right? TOP back in 2013. Right? But you notice, the two owners, they bought in 2011. So very similar, they bought directly from the developer itself. So is this a significant factor that made them win this $1 million? Let's take a look. Okay, so I did some research, right, and I found this article done by Business Times back in 2019. Okay, but they're this small, so I share a bit more. So what the Business Times research team did was they compiled all the data, all the caveats from 2009 to 2018 in the OCR, which is the outside of the core region. Okay, and there was about 7,000. So what they did was they took all the people who bought and then sold within that time. This is what they found out. They found that more than 90% of these people who bought a mass market leasehold condos directly from developer and we sold in the past 10 years, which is the 2009 to 2018, average gross profits were high 60,000. And this is even after taking into account seller stamp duty. So let me ask you, if today you buy Toto, you have 90% chance of winning, who will buy? I don't buy. But every day I'm also buying 90% chance of winning. Okay, but this is the stats. Okay, but what's the most interesting thing when you take note is this thing, holding period for 4.5 years. So I just need all you all to help me out. Remember this, 4.5 years. Okay. Of course, when I first read this article, right, I was thinking to myself, yeah, the last few years, right, property market keep going up, right? So of course, you buy almost anything also can go up, right? Correct? So what's the significance of this? It's not much significance. But when I took a look at the data from 2009 to 2018, this is what I found out. Okay? Not every year the property market prices were going up. There was how many years? 4 plus 2? 6 years, right? That it was going up. There was 4 years that was going down. Okay, so remember just now the holding period, how many years? 4.5 years. So am I trying to say there's a possibility, right? Someone will have bought here.
Yes.
4.5 years later will be where? It'll be somewhere here, right? Is it lower? Lower. But 90% chance he will still make money. Why is that so? So it got me very curious. So I went deeper and looked at the individual units. Is that possible? Of course, we look at, just now we looked at Privé, right? Which is what, remember, back in 2011. Okay? So you notice, although we bought in 2011, back in 2018, remember it was a down period, right? They actually make money when they have more when they sold it. So it's true. Here's one example. Of course, we need to look a bit more, right? And statistics all around Singapore to see if it's true. Okay. So I look at this particular example. So this was a story because at the point of time, I had one investor. He was specifically looking at Queenstown. So at the point of time, he was telling me, hey, brother, which one should I get? Commonwealth Towers or the Queens? Okay, need your help here to hold a bit. How many of you feel maybe the walking distance to Kamati, is there a very big difference? Or it's like, okay, maybe you walk a bit more. So in terms of advantage, not really a lot. Correct? Can I say that? Okay, let's say primary school. Maybe Commonwealth a bit nearer, but is the Queens to the school, is it really that big a difference? Not really. Okay, similarly, let's say if you want to go to the shops here, is it really very big difference? To the point where maybe the difference in the prices will be a lot. No, okay, so is it safe to say or fair to say that if, let's say in this whole area, if let's say the property prices of Commonwealth will go up, okay, by right the Queens should also go up because the area advantage is about the same, correct? Agree? Okay, but then when I look deeper, this is what I found out. So I looked at the data between May 2014 to September 2018, the 4.5 year period around there. Why is it? How come Commonwealth Towers can increase 300? Then how come Queens, the same period of time, didn't improve much? Interesting, after looking at the west side, let's look at the east side, like Bartley area. How many of you are familiar with this area? Yeah, familiar? Okay. So again, I took the comparison two condos. One is Bartley Ridge and one is Oasis Gardens. Okay, similarly, if you look at the distance to the school, not much difference, right? Correct? Okay, let's say to the main road, maybe Oasis Garden need to drive a bit more. Okay. But if you look at the general, in terms of the location between the two, the advantages is about the same, right? But again, same thing. Why is it that from April 2013, okay, within the 4 or 5 year period, how come Bartley Ridge can go up? Yeah, but Oasis Garden on the opposite, it actually went down during the same period. Okay, so again, I look at that area, let's look at the north side. Okay, so we look at around Bishan, at the point of time, I did a comparison, Skyview. Okay, this is where our John stays. And then you look at Bishan Loft. Okay, so this same thing, you notice in the location, how much of a big difference to garner different prices. If I want to find out also, same thing. The same thing actually happened, right, during this period. Skyview actually went up between the 5 year period, okay, whereas Bishan Loft actually went down.
Because John buy, man.
John buy. No, John buy, then the price go up, really shoot up. Okay, that's true. Okay. Okay, but so what I noticed is this. You notice that Commonwealth Towers when it launched was in fact in 2014 and about 1,006 to 1,007 per square feet. Queens, on the other hand, most of the owners who first time bought the property came in at this price, right? Around maybe 500 to 600 plus. So we're going to take a quick poll today. Yeah? So let's come to Commonwealth Towers. So imagine all of us are owners at Commonwealth Towers today. Yeah? So we bought maybe about, okay, let's say 2007 is price. Okay? How many of us here will feel that if I sell at 2008, I'm actually making money? So one year. Okay, 2009? How many of us feel that you're making money at 2009? 2009, okay, a bit more, maybe 1/3. 2000? You sell at 2000, you feel you're making money. Right? Oh, not many. So the rest want to sell. Okay, so okay, but the thing is, you see this, right? A lot of them maybe 1,000, not many, right? But it comes up to 1,000, I think okay. Okay, but let's look at this point. Let's say today we are all owners of Queens. Queens, actually we bought at about $700, let's say, assuming. Okay, how many of us feel that at 1,300 per square feet gain I'm making money already? 1,000. Just now 1,700, 2,000 got so many people, 300 square feet gain also. Why is it that at 700, 300 square feet not making money? Correct? How about 1,001? How many more feel that you're maybe making money? Not really, okay. Okay, but what the point I'm going to do here is this. You notice that why is it that Queen's prices can be stagnated? Because a lot of the owners over here, right, when they come to 1,000, let's say in the crisis period, you feel that, although I need to sell, I must sell, I can still accept $1,000 because I never make a loss now. Right? But you come back to Commonwealth Towers, if I bought 1,700, 1,800, I don't feel comfortable selling, maybe I'm losing money after paying taxes and all that. So what I noticed is that a lot of times, the reason why these new condos at the point of time can sort of resist or still go increase in prices over crises, a lot of times it will depend on the buyers. Okay? Okay, and the third observation I noticed was these owners, they actually bought limited supply and big units. Okay, let me show you. Okay, you look at Water Gardens, Water Town. Okay, you remember just now the owners, they bought 4-bedroom units. Okay, so from Water Town, there's only about 36 4-bedroom units out of 992. So how many percent is that? Someone just tell me, just share with me. Yeah, about 3%, right? 3%, very low, right? And for private, okay, see the normal 4-bedroom, 50 out of 680, so still less than 10%. Still less than 10%. So I just did a check on Property Guru just a few days ago. Okay, you notice that for Water Town, for the 4-bedroom, or 2 units for sale. Okay, because 3-bedroom, that just 3 days also for two are for sale. For private, there was only one. Whereas the 3-bedroom over there, there's 9. Right? So today, for example, if you are the owner of private 4-bedroom, you have a monopoly. Will you sell high or will you sell low? High, right? Why will you sell high? Yeah, because if the person really wants,
You only can buy from me.
you only buy from you, right? But down here, you want to sell high, you wait long. Correct? You wait for the other 8 to sell finishes, then I come to you. Okay? So that's the main reason why you notice that they're actually able to control and command their prices. Okay? Now, the main thing I want to conclude from here is this. After knowing these 3 factors, right, is there anything that's very similar? You can see today. Okay, there's a lot of new condos that are coming up. Okay, but for me, I just share a few. I felt that has very similarities. One of it will be Sora. Okay, so imagine you own a property at Marina Bay today, right? On your right, you see what Gardens by the Bay. Right, in the center is the water Marina Bay basin, right? On the left is all those all those office towers, the hotels there. So come back to Sora, you notice there's a similarity, right? On the right is our Jurong Lake Garden. Then you have the water body, right? The water basin. And in the future, Jurong is going to be the second CBD, correct? That's the plan, right? So you can see all the office out there, and just now someone mentioned the hotel, right? Genting Hotel. But it's really coming up, right? So you notice the similarity of the transformation into what's going to be like Marina Bay, alright? And the second one, of course, Bukit Timah. Okay? How many of us know what is this going to be? I've heard before. Not yet. Okay. So this is going to a new condo called 8 at BT, okay, which is at Beauty World. Beauty World. Am I familiar with the area? Beauty World, okay, one person. Okay, so Beauty World, okay, just to share a bit more Beauty World, right? So they are now going redevelopment, right? They're going to tear down the old market. Or market, I'm not sure, but I've never of you been in the market before.
Yes.
Please.
On the top.
On the top, okay. So the old market, you're going to tear it down. So you're going to build a community center there, library, all that. So I think it's going to be a polyclinic. Something like that, right? And then it's going to link to a bus interchange, and then there's already an MRT there, right? So Bukit Timah Link, over there, the AFBT is going to be the last block, okay, in the area, the last land that's going to be built, right? So there's going to be a transformation over there, okay? But of course, there are other condos, not saying they are not good, right? But of course, it will really depend on the individual preference and objectives, right? I'm just sharing a bit more on the transformation, on the 3 factors that I observed. Okay? And of course, one of the last one I observed that is very similar will be this area called Lentor. So just now, the gentleman was talking about Lentor, right? Okay, why Lentor? So let's take a look. So Lentor, very similarly, there's one MRT station, right? Okay, there's one Springleaf, so one. Also, a few clusters of housing here. Right, this is a landed area and a few clusters of housing here. Very similar, right? Congo. Okay. But what's most interesting is this, the government has zoned this big piece of land as residential. Let's take a poll. What kind of housing do you think this is going to be? HDB. Why do you think it's HDB?
Because people have HDB.
Oh, then HDB. Yeah, okay, I don't know, but my guess is going to be HDB. Okay, because you do so many private housing, a bit, not doesn't really make sense. Right? And what's most interesting is some people I spoke to, I say, hey, you know, Bernard, now only subject to detailed planning, right? Maybe they will do 10 years or 20 years later, then they will build the HDB, right? So if I buy in this area, I have to wait very long. Okay? What's interesting, I found out was this, if you go to Google Maps, there's already a cargo MRT station shell here. Previously, you talked about government very prudent, right? You know, they spend a few $1 million to put an MRT station here. Is it just to serve army boys training here, or what's the real, do you think is the real reason? Okay, so some food for thought. Okay, but of course, after sharing all these, if you are very excited, want to go and get a unit soon, please hold on. Okay, because there's actually one more thing for consideration, which it's nothing to do with the property, but it has to do with the personal, the buyer themselves. Okay, now why I say that is because just now I didn't show this water town, but I'll just show it to you. So this for water town, although I already mentioned, right, buying from developer, I will show a few examples, right? Hey, you know, when they MOP, they actually make money. Hey, for water town, you know, this is this. There was a group of buyers that actually bought maybe around the 1,005 range or so. Hey, but when it's TOP, around 2018, they didn't make money. Correct. What's the point I'm going to put here is that I believe that these 4 owners, before they bought, they also had one last consideration, and that is if they have this thing called the holding power. Okay, so you notice all the 4 owners, how long they hold for? 2012 to 2024, 12 years. 12 years. So this is 13 years, 30 years. Okay, why I'm putting out this is that other than the property itself, many times it's very important to do a proper financial planning and also a proper review of your objectives before moving forward to buy a property, right? So as you go back, you can take a look. Everyone here, I believe, want to make the $1 million, right? Like these 2 owners from Rotterdam. But imagine if when you come down to 2018, you don't have the holding power. You are forced to sell. Will you be able to make the money? You can't, right? But you just have to hold on for a few more years. That's where the jackpot is. Okay? Great. Okay, of course, in order for us to actually assist every individual, right, to determine whether this what property is most suitable, our team actually has this thing called the project grading 25-star system. Okay, so just show you a bit, right? We have a star system. We can talk about which are the properties and how we grade them. In the meantime, we also have this called the FAST system. Okay, So after this, I will let John share a bit more in detail what it is about. It's very important that for us we sit together with our clients. We actually have to really understand the objectives first, right? As well as to plan the financial. So that's why I mentioned the risk, whether they have the holding power. Before we talk about the strategy, whether is it we should go forward, whichever property it is. Alright? Okay. So this fast system, we have used it for many years. And it's been very useful for all types of buyers we notice. Either is it an upgrader, for example, over here, or the first time homeowners. Right? So for upgraders, I think one of the more key things that they continuously let us know is that it helps them to reduce the risk when they transit from their current place to a new place. Okay? Because for new homeowners who are completely new to the scene, it actually provides the kind of insight to them. So they get to learn a little bit more and before making an informed decision.
It's not often that I give this home planning review to strangers. However, today is different. I'm going to give this review for free. What is the catch, you may ask? There is a catch. It is small and carry no risk whatsoever on your part. So here's the deal. All you need to do is, number 1, like this video. Number 2, subscribe to this channel. And number 3, leave a comment, I want the free review. And I will send you the home planning review today.